In this video, I'm going to show you version 1.0 of Music Editor. Um, so I think I'm going to start with, I guess I'll just lay out the basic layout. So here is the timeline. These up here are seconds, so these thicker bars are going to be every 5 seconds. As you scroll, the time changes. Even eventually, I'll change these to minutes, as well as seconds. These are widgets. So this is the recording widget. This is the what I call the aspects widget. I'll get to that later. Then up here you can add a file, save project, and then down here you can play it and pause it, stop it. So I think I'll start with the recording widget. So here you can choose your mic. I only have one, so I'm just gonna do the built-in and then confirm. That'll make sure you're using the right mic. I believe it does defaults to the first mic that it sees, so you can record immediately, but it just might not be with the right mic. Down here is the decibel changer. I don't know. Actually, I probably shouldn't say decibel. It's just a volume uh, changer on how it records, right? It's like the volume at which it records. I'm not quite sure how standardized it is to decibels. That is something that I'll be looking into. But my mic is pretty quiet, so I'm going to set that to 20. And then I'm going to record. So this light turns green when you record, and then you do the slash mark to stop recording. And now it's going to ask you to save it as something. I'll save it as a test, and then I already have something called test. So yeah, so now it appears in the timeline. This top grayed out bar, this is the just temporary timeline. Anything up here does not actually count when you mix it, or it isn't added in when you mix everything together. So you can come over here to the aspects widget, and you can change the track aspect, the time offset aspect, and you can do, actually, I guess it's not quite an aspect, but maybe this will move to a toolbar later on. But anyways, you can see the file name right here, and then I didn't want to lag up everything with waveform pictures, so I just did M's with dashes to make it look like waves. Right, so I'm going to move it onto the track, and I'm going to give it a 3 second offset. So this file will start playing after 3 seconds, and now I'm going to duplicate it, but I realized, oh, I don't want to have to change the track and then change the time offset again. So I'm actually going to delete it, and then I'm going to click back on this, and I'm going to go click aspects, and when it duplicates, it'll actually duplicate it with all the aspects as well. So eventually that'll include color, whatever aspects I come up with later. And we're going to give this a 4 second offset, and then we're going to add a file. We're going to I have a few examples, so we're going to go into uh, wave files will be in your me in documents. So when you first open this, this will automatically make a me, and then wave files, and then these four files so that you can drag some stuff into them. Clips is just for clips that you drag in. Projects is when project files will appear there when you click save project. Recordings files will appear in the recordings file when you record something, and then temporary will be the mix, or other temporary files that I might have. So I already have something in the clip. It's just an example wave, and I'm going to move that down there, and I'm going to do, actually that's fine. So now we're going to mix it all together, and I'm just now realizing that you won't be able to hear this, but I will be able to hear it, and oh wow, sounds amazing. Oh, that's actually really loud. Okay, I don't actually have a here. I'm going to stop that. I don't actually have a volume changer right now, but you can always change your volume by yourself. Um, and oh right, and scrolling on the timeline right now, it's very fast, because I had to cram in 10 minutes on the timeline. Uh, I want to make this so that it's just as long as your song is, and so like right now you can only make a 10-minute long song. Eventually, I want the timeline scrolling to be. Oh, and then I'm also kind of a zoom function, so you can zoom in and out. Like the widgets will shrink. Um, yeah, and so I like this, and so I'm going to save it as a project. I'm going to save it as also test, save, and now if I go into my Finder and I go to project, it'll be saved there. So that's about it for this version. Things I'm looking to add are trimming, editing the clips, right? So you can take off parts. You could combine some. Uh, let's see. I want volume. I want, and that's just for next version. Um, I will take. I have some ideas for things very far out time wise. Um, but I also want to take suggestions. So if you have any suggestions, you can leave some in the comments. And I do believe that's it.